situation may seem. You gotta stretch your faith. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep on pressing through your obstacles. It doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter what your obstacles may be. You gotta stretch your faith.
Keep on moving. It doesn't matter what your situation may seem. You gotta stretch your faith. You gotta keep on moving. You gotta keep on pressing through your obstacles. It doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter what your obstacles may be. You gotta stretch your faith.
You gotta stretch your faith. You gotta keep on moving. It doesn't matter what your situation may seem.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away. I'm illuminated, I'll make a move, start a waves. I've been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the praise they wanna co-sign. Artificially intelligent way. I'm your future, past and present. I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missile of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Welcome, everyone. It is your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I am your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your encourager, and so much more, your psalmist, and your sister, Cynthia J. Thank you for chiming on in tonight on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Welcome on this lovely Thursday. Again, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Your girl is ready and set on fire for this week. Guys, it's been a week like I don't know what. I hope and pray that everybody's week has been amazing. Mine has been having its moments, and I can admit to that for me. Anybody tell you that they don't go through their moments, they telling you a lie. Your sister was going through a little bit this week, because this week was the week that my brother ended up being ascended unto the ancestors last year. Actually, it was an amazing week this week, a little bit, I'm going to say, because my mom and my nephew and my daughter and I and my stepfather and my brother, my baby brother, we all went to the crash site, and I never got a chance to go to the crash site. And so with that being said, I finally did. And again, for those who don't know, I graduated from a historical Black college, Norfolk State University. For those who don't know where that is at, that is in the big VA. So right there on the corner is a church called Second Calvary Baptist. And right there, he hit that tree near their parking lot on his way to work. And so with that being said, that was my first time going to the crash site. And it was an enjoyable moment. We went out to eat, still celebrating, laughing, not knowing that we was going to run into an amazing time at this place. So anybody that goes out into the big VA and you're out in Norfolk area, this amazing one spot called Boss Queens. Some good soul food, guys. Like, it was amazing. I mean, the vegetables was amazing. I tasted a little bit of everything. I'm not really a meat eater, but I tasted it, and I definitely can say, so if you guys are out there in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk, the 757 area, the 7 cities is what they call it, in the big Virginia VA 757, shout out to Boss Queens, right off of Janus Shopping Center. Their food was amazing. Go check them out. It was on a Sunday we went, and they ended up having some really good music playing. Then they had a DJ. My mom enjoyed herself. She had a good time. We all had a good time with my nephew, and it was amazing. So again, shout out to my brother in Extension, and again, my mom and our baby brother and all of us. We really enjoyed ourselves. It was amazing. So again, for those who have lost loved ones, I still send my prayers to you as you send your prayers to me of encouragement. But shout out again to the November babies, the November people, the November Scorpios, because y'all really doing y'all thing this November. There's been so many birthdays. So shout out to you guys, November babies, November adults. Shout out again. And get ready for those who don't celebrate it. I get it. Thanksgiving is coming around the corner. Even if you know what it really meant, you will understand why for some don't celebrate it. Yet again, if you are, be safe out here. The weather in the DMV area has been tricky. For those who are not from this side, if you do decide to travel and be with family, just take your time and be safe, please, because it's crazy out here. Crazy out here, as they say, in the streets. But with that being said, again, it's been so much happening in the past weekend. So much. When I'm telling y'all guys, so much going on. It's not even funny. Who paid attention and remember from last weekend about what happened in New Zealand? For those of you had not got a chance to check out that video, do so, because that video that happened in Zealand, it was necessary. It was so necessary. So for those who have not got a chance to check out that video, please do so, because it was showing some amazing reasons why some of us need to really take back and get back into our ancestral roots and know what is really going on and how to go about it. Because those brothers and sisters from that area, when they were out in the council, and to hear that the council would not continue and continue with the treaty that was made hundreds of years ago, goes to show you how ruthless those we allow to govern us don't care about anything when it comes to the native land. That shows you all they worry about is one thing and one thing only: conquering. So for those who haven't had a chance to know history, this is the time to learn it, because in history repeats itself. History has never changed, only for to see what is really going on, and it's going to continue. It takes real people, rooted people, people with pure hearts, people who are up here like soldiers on a battlefield to really fight for what is necessary. What a pure heart, not for this foolishness. Like, seriously. So with that being said, I'm going to leave that there. But other breaking news, please be careful, guys. I know y'all been seeing this. For those only in America, I see this mostly happening. How are we having issues with contaminated food, guys? Like, seriously. Why are we having issues with contaminated food? Now carrots are contaminated. Are you kidding me? Carrots. Yes, carrots. That has been put out here during the FDA. They made sure they put that out there to say that there were some E. coli found within carrots. So if you are unaware of that, please, again, you can go ahead and check this out on the emergency website For those who don't know, you can go on emergencymail.org and you can go on the FDA website as well, even though we know how they roll. So with that being said, and also with toothpaste, guys, there's been found contamination on toothpaste as well. I'm really particular about toothpaste. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I don't even use half of the toothpastes and stuff that they use anymore. Because if we really study on toothpaste, and you see a lot of this on TikTok and Instagram reels and things like that on what is in these items, the ingredients, and some people be like, okay, it's a little over exaggerating, it's just a little too much, no matter what we do, we all gonna die. Okay, I get it. Some of us think like that. However, let us be a little mindful. If you desire to want to live a little longer, let's try to go natural. But yes, they said the toothpaste was contaminated. Mold was found in toothpaste manufacturing facility. I've been hearing and seeing a lot of issues with mold. Again, I repeat, a lot of issues with mold. So please, everyone be careful, because these things like mold, which part of bacteria family, fungus, and all of that, that's what causes a lot of respiratory issues. So when you see that the news will start talking about respiratory issue on the rise, might be, the COVID and all this other stuff. You know what I mean when I'm doing that. That means be advised that whatever is in your environment is affecting you. Workplace. It's sad when you got to find that mold is in your toothpaste. And it's coming from a facility that we're supposed to trust. We live in the United States of America. Why are we having issues with stuff like this? It seems like it's more on a rise than it has ever been. More FDA issues been happening, more out of the galore. Like, seriously. And you shouldn't be having this problem. But I'm going to just read a little bit so y'all know what's going on. They said that the FDA had an inspection at Tom's, a main facility. Now, oh man, Tom's. Y'all know Tom's. Everybody see that on Walmart shelves. Tom's. Come on, not Tom's. For those who know what that is, that's supposed to be the main, healthy one. But it's been said that they had several violations. The presence of bacteria in the water used to produce the toothpaste, bacteria growth in toothpaste products, and discovery of black mold-like substance near the manufacturing equipment was found. These findings were outlined in warning letters from the FDA addressed to the CEO of the company parent firm, which highlights significant violations, including the detections of multiple other issues and substance like drug-resistant bacteria capabilities of causing serious infections of the lungs, the bloodstream, in water using to rinse equipment. Y'all don't believe me? Again, y'all can go find it out on the FDA website. Because, TikTok and these other streams, they like to kind of want to try to ban you for telling the truth and exposing certain things. So you got to be pacific. And sometimes you might have some, trolls scrolling through this and be trying to tie their tail on people and all that other stuff. But anyway, back to the carrots. Let me go back to that so y'all aware of that. The Grimway Farm recall organic whole and select organic baby carrots that may be in consumers' home due potential of E. coli. Y'all heard me mention that. This was announced on the 16th of November. And the product type, I don't know why they put food and beverage. I don't know why they did it like that. But anyway, it's been contaminated and they made that announcement. So again, check your carrots if you haven't had a chance. For those who don't watch, television news, because I know I don't. I always catch my stuff on other, ends. I don't stay away from that because they be on some other stuff. But anyway, let's go back and we're going to get up here and give you some more breaking news, which is going to surprise you. Now, how many of you guys heard past this weekend what happened in Ohio? Yes, how many of you have heard what happened in Ohio? Ohio governor, other leaders condemn neo-Nazi march in Columbus. Your hate isn't welcome here. This happened, guys. So I'm going to read this article. This is on the CBS News. CBS News. CBS News. For those who don't know, CBS News. Yes. This happened on CBS News. And the sad thing about it, to even have come across anything like this, it happened in Ohio, in their own downtown city. Like, are you kidding me? These guys was bold. You gotta see the video, guys. I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. So the Columbus Public Safety Dispatcher told CBS on Saturday that they had received multiple 911 calls around 1:30 p.m. about a group of individuals marching in the Short North city. Video sent to the station showed nearly a dozen of people wearing black pants, shirts, head covers, and red masks covering their mouths, marching down the street. You can go online, guys, and find this video. No joke. And see them marching with masks, with the Nazi symbol sign. Technically wasn't even supposed to be as a sign for Nazis. That goes to show you how people take symbols that's used for other reasons for good and use it for evil and manipulate. And then people from generation to generation get so caught up in only thinking that it's meant for one thing for a long period of time, and it was not. But yes, they marched down the street on the sidewalks, brothers and sisters recording from their vehicles and on the sidewalks. And these guys had guns. Yes, in Ohio. You hear? Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Welcome for those who just tuning in. I'm your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. So we are up here as we holding each other accountable to spread this news so people can be aware of what's going on, because I feel like we going back in time. Seriously. Not saying it never been in certain areas before, but we're going back in real deep time. And this is not the first time that this has been done. This has happened in other parts of certain states, especially in some in the Midwest. Yeah. But Columbus, Ohio, oh yeah. I mean, it was hundreds of them. You seen them marching. Hundreds of them. For real, for real. And that goes to show you why it's very important to educate your family. Because see, some people, they might not catch it all on TV, and the news is not going to catch everything. Everybody not going to be honest and show what is necessary to be seen seriously, because it's just too much going on. And everybody like, okay, well, I'm trying to live my everyday life. How can I keep up with all that's going on? I'm trying to live afloat. I get it. But let me share something with you. It's going to be in your backyard. And if you don't do something about it and be an advocate for your own community, for your own country, I mean, look what's going on. They try, our own government's trying to control us, but they can't even control what's really going on because they choose not to. Everything is false. Everything is a cover-up. It's fake. It's the people. We, as the people, need to handle this. And people trying to say, oh, they're not bothering nobody. When anyone sees a group of people walking down the street with guns, all black and red, whole entire face covering up, all you can see is their eyes with a Nazi sign, calling people the N-word, I'm going to take that some kind of way. Wouldn't you? Like, seriously, walking down the street. I had to share that to some of my people that I know that live in Ohio. And I was like, how long this been going on? This just started today? Because they saying it started today. I just want to make sure, because, sometimes the news can be letting people know a little things a little too late. But yeah, they said it happened. But let me go ahead and read on. So at 1:30, about a group of individuals marching in the city, the video sent to the station showed nearly a dozen of people wearing the colors, like I said, the pants, the shirt, the head covering, the red mask covering their mouth, marching down the street. 3 of the people were carrying black flags with red swastikas on, and it was not immediately clear who the group was. Again, remember, they covered their face. On Monday, the White House weighed in. What? The White House? Y'all hear that? The White House. And that's another topic I got to get on about too. Y'all going to be shocked. The The White House weighed in. An issue statement saying that the hateful poison of Nazism is hostile to everything the United States stand for. Really? 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 Some of us still fighting over here for some reparation. Really? Come on now. Well, let's see. Hours after the incident, Mayor Andrew Githers released a statement saying that the city rejects the cowardly display and that it stands squarely against hatred and bigotry. We will not allow any of our neighbors to be intimidated, threatened, or harmed because of who they are, how they worship, whom they love, said the governor. The city attorney even said the statement on X that those involved in the neo-Nazi march should take your flags and masks you hid behind and go home and never come back. You think they just gonna hide, go home, and never come back? They're gonna find another way around that. Come on now, talk to me, because you know it's the truth. They're gonna find another way around that. They're gonna wait a while and come back. They just made it easy for them. Just made it easy. This is coming from the city's attorney, Zach Clean. Are you kidding me? That's what he said. That's what he said. Get out of here. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's not enough. You want to know why it's not enough? Because we can go back in time. We can go back in time when there was other groups, like our brothers and sisters, the groups in the move, who got bombed in the city of Philly, in Philadelphia, back in 1985. Y'all bombed brothers and sisters out there because they was making moves, standing for what was right. But then when somebody like this, who shows and comes out their mouth and tell you and call you the N-word to your face, to the people of color, Black Americans, and we're supposed to be a country equal, one nation under God. Do we even see that anymore? How can we be one nation under God? I remember growing up when I can look at a dollar bill and flip it to the other side. And what I saw on that dollar bill back then is not the same what I see on that dollar bill now. And when I remember people was talking about one nation under God back then, yeah, they meant one nation under God back then. But now, how is it one nation under God? I don't see it that often at all. The government has flown away from that. You can go into the courtrooms and don't even see the word of God in there no more. People don't even carry the Bible in the courtrooms no more. I remember back in the day, you put your hand on the Bible and you go up and they ask you, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help God. You go in there now, you don't even see it. They just have a flat thing, and some courts might still have it. I mean, I could be wrong. However, that is what you're seeing now. So how can we be one nation under God? And then now you telling me when I read this that you saying we're not going to tolerate it, yet you're still allowing it. So we not walking under the same God. We can't be. I'm not visually, spiritually, and physically seeing it. And since I'm mentioning it about the White House, let me tell you about the White House. How many of you heard on the article that the White House had been audited and they in little trouble too? I had to scratch my head on that. Yes, the White House. Yes, y'all heard what I said. The White House. How many of y'all heard that? The White House even got audited. And you know how much in trouble they in? Oh, Lord, let me find that article for you right now so we can read that. because that goes to show us right there what's really going on in the streets, as they say. In the streets. White House. Let's type that in. Because, I mean, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Yes, they were audited. I said, huh? Couldn't believe it. So let's see. They might have hit it, but it came up today and I was reading. I was trying to catch it. Let me see. I'm getting to it, guys. Dang, they took it down. But the White House were audited. And when I tell you, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. I'm going to try to get back up in here and find it. But the White House was audited. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I was reading. They was audited. And we owe more money in our own country to ourselves. That's sad. You want to know why it's sad? Because we constantly taking money from here and sending it to other places. You know how many homeless people we seeing on the side of the street? How many people in different areas? Shout out to where you from and tell me how many homeless people you seeing on the side of the street. Because I can tell you, I seen more now than I ever seen. Like for real, for real. How many homeless people are you seeing on the side of the street where you at now? When you go down into the city area, and let's say some of us, we might not be, from the city area, might be from certain parts of the country. I get it. But it's ridiculous how many people are homeless on the street and we sending money over there. And then the own White House gets audited because the money we taking out of our own community, our own United States of America, is being used for other places. And we in more debt here than we have ever been. More debt. But yet, we let stuff like this, other stuff slide. It's a shame. It's a big shame. And I had to share that because I was like, oh, no. Oh, the White House. What? Okay, let me get back on that. But anyway, onto some other breaking news. And this one right here, I'm still shook. This one right here, you definitely got to hear. And I'm going to play it. Because this is ridiculous. This was an incident that happened in the Maryland area. Y'all bear with me for those who are on Restream Live. Your sister trying to get it up and ready for you. But this happened in the Maryland area. For those who don't know, you about to be surprised. Seriously, you're about to be surprised. Because this just blew my mind.
Public School says a
So let me
student
turn
was
that up
hurt
for
in a
y'all.
bathroom on Friday and staff called 911. The principal at Barnhart Elementary
Let me know if y'all can hear
emailed to
that.
parents and
Thumbs up.
staff saying that two students were, quote, reportedly horseplaying, and one of their jackets got caught
Let me know if
on
y'all
the
can
door
hear
handle
that
of
in the
bathroom
background.
stall. They couldn't free themselves, and neither could the other student. So that student, they say, left to get help. We've reached out to somebody on social media who says that she is the mother.
While that's playing, I'm
of the
gonna show
injured
y'all on
student.
TikTok. Hopefully I can get it to
Post has
come up. Let me
circulated
see.
widely online. Many commented with questions. Well, just today, the Charles County Public School Superintendent,
This is
Maria
pertaining
Navarro,
to
said
the
in part, quote,
CCPS
"I have
response
seen
after an
comments
incident in a
online
school
stating that
bathroom
the
sends a
school
child
and
to the
CCPS
hospital."
are covering up what
No,
happened.
you can't
This is
hear
not
it?
true.
All right.
Going
Well,
on to
I'll
say,
read it since you can't hear
speculation
it.
about what
But this is what happened, guys. So let me click up out of here. Thank you for letting me know you couldn't hear, love. Appreciate it. All love to you. So this was an article, and this is the incident that happened in Charles County, Maryland. There was a response at a school where a second grader was found in the bathroom unresponsive, hanging. Check this out. To claim circulating on social media that the school system and officials are covering up an incident that left a elementary schooler hospitalized Friday. In a letter sent home to parents on Friday, the principal, C. Paul Barnhart Elementary School, Carrie Burt said 2 students were reportedly horse playing in the school bathroom when one of their jackets got caught around the bathroom door of the stall. Y'all hear that? The student could not get free, and the other student left the bathroom to get help from the staff. This is what the article is saying. But when you hear it from the mother, you find out, and it's pictures all on social media with this child, second grader, a second grader. I'm gonna keep going. The administrator responds, and the staff called 911, additional precautionary medical support. We're also noticed that the initial 911 report resulted in a first responder call that shared a possible suicide attempt. This is what they're saying. However, this was not the case. Y'all hear that? After the child was taken to the hospital, a woman claiming to be the child's mother. The woman wasn't claiming. The sister was online on social media. You guys go up and type in Charles County, Maryland, on second grader being hung. That's going to pop up, and you guys are going to see it. It's going to be up here on TikTok. It's going to be on Instagram Reels. It's going to be everywhere. You're going to see it. This is not a game. This is no joke. So after the child was taken to the hospital, like they said, a woman claiming to be the child's mother took to social media to discuss what she said happened in the post that has since gained a lot of attention. Heck yeah. It better gain a lot of attention, because this is the stuff that I be talking about with my own child every day. And see, sometimes kids, they don't think that stuff like this happen because they living in their own little world. But let me share something with you. Let us share something together. As we said before, it feel like we're going back in time. Back to how it used to be. You're right. Yes, they tried to cover it up. The parents of the boy who did it should be held fully responsible. Heck yeah. I mean, what? And I just can't even fabricate. When we was kids, we couldn't even think of nothing like that unless we were taught to be like that. But let me read it for the others who are unaware. So, as this was said, that it has since gained a lot of attention, the post also made reference to bullying. So apparently, there has been other incidents that had not been handled, as a concern, as it should be. Let me tell you why. DC News now has reached out to the woman, but has not yet heard back. Yeah, you ain't gonna hear back, because the mother is traumatized at the fact that her child, with his jacket wrapped around if it was his jacket, it didn't really say yet, jacket wrapped around his neck, hanging from the bathroom stall. Do you guys know that I'm finding out that they're not checking these bathrooms as much as they should? Like yesterday, our daughter had a math and science event, and the kids, they was running up and down and whatever else, and some of them ran into the bathroom, and I saw one of the science teachers, who's also the athletic director, he go in and say, hey, girls, come out that bathroom. And it was a girl's bathroom. I mean, it was a male. Yeah, you probably like, well, why is he saying? But he was standing right by the door, said, hey, come out that bathroom. He didn't go in, but because everybody was walking, he saw, and he see we can see. And they came straight out that bathroom. Because, kids are just doing things more now. I mean, we all did when we were growing up too. However, things have tremendously changed. And we don't know what's going on when these kids go in the bathrooms. It used to be, you used to have a monitor outside of the bathroom listening, or standing in the corner of the bathroom watching people, or if they had to have a private moment, some people got to use the bathroom, they step out. Not no more. Check this out. So after the post began gaining attraction, Maria Navarro, the superintendent of Charles County Public Schools, addressed the public concern regarding the incident in a letter on Sunday. She also said that the child who was hospitalized is now home. I have seen the comments online stating that the school and CCPS are covering up what happened. This is not true. Oh, it's not? It's not? I'm sorry to say this, but I mean, they're going to, come on now. You going to keep your mouth shut with all things just to protect your end, to not look bad, because nobody was in that bathroom with them kids. We don't even know how long the time frame was for all of that to even occur. Think about that. What was the time frame? What was the time frame to allow that child? And then you can see it. That they said the child's face. The mother had on the video. She didn't show his face, but you see him, and he's all in everything, all the objects of the machinery all around him, and you can see him shaking for some, just a little bit. But then the rest are just pictures you see, and it's sad. So for them to say they're not trying to cover it up, okay, you said they're not trying to cover it up. All right. So how did they horseplay with a jacket caught up in the bathroom stall? Hanging. The boy was hanging. They said when they went in there to go get him, he almost went out. You can see. And then the mother did say in the video, again, y'all gotta watch the video, what was going on, and the boy was scared. A second grader. That's the second grader. And this happened by a fourth grader. By a fourth grader. Yep. So then it goes on to say, rather we are sharing what information we can while we conduct a full investigation, she wrote. She also expressed concerns over the misinformation and threats towards staff, writing that speculations about what did or did not happen, as well as the circulation of misinformation, the investigation process, and that while the information is circling around, alarming, involving heavy emotion, it does not warrant threats against staff or involved. You know why they threaten the staff? Do you know why? Because again, there's not enough staffing and no one is watching these kids. Hey, love, thank you for chiming on in. No one is watching these kids. They don't want to pay staff enough money. And you know it's the truth. They don't want to pay enough money. And then some of them, they just love what they do, even if they don't pay them enough. And you know, salute and kudos to those who care about the kids in our community and educating. You know, with all due respect, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But after finding out, even in my own child's school, we was asking questions about the bathrooms and stuff, when we had to have little conferences. And it was just like, oh, we don't have enough staff to go and do all of that. You know, we be in the halls and we don't go doing the bathroom thing. And I'm like, what? When I was coming up in school, they came in them bathrooms. They checked. They didn't care who you were. They stood over there in the corner. They didn't care if you had to do number 1, number 2, or all 3. They didn't care. Those are old school. But now, shoot, you can't even get that. What is up? So why a second grader is in the bathroom horse playing with a fourth grader and is hanging? So you're saying that the young boy ran back out there to get staff, and that's when they came in there and noticed it. This is what they're saying. This could be, they say an investigation, so I'm not going to make no accusations. But this is what they're saying. Then they go on and say, we are the process of getting additional detail that may help get a better understanding of what happened. So they also state any student who violates CCPS code of student conduct faces disciplinary action and consequences, and the police are working with the school officials to confirm the detail. This is what they say. This is all what's from the superintendent. Navarro. Navarro. Yeah. Do you know when this happened, I was very, very sad. And this happened by what, 3, 4 days ago. But one of my amazing, beautiful sisters, my line sister, called me yesterday and she was so concerned about her niecey poo. I called, meaning my daughter. And I'm glad she was, because she finally came across this news article and it freaked her out. Because kids are bullying other kids. And you know, this is a conversation I always had with my spiritual nieces, my husband, or anyone who I ever meet. And like I said, I get it. It's a lot. Teachers can only do but so much. Staff can only do but so much. And it really starts at home. What is going on at home with our kids? And this is a conversation I had with my husband. And one thing that he did state was, you know, we can only be the best parents that we can be. We can't, you know, handle everybody else's home because we don't know what's going on over there. We don't know how those kids are being raised or what type of parents they have. We don't know if it's a 2-parent home, a single family home. We don't know the environment. Exactly. He was a handsome little boy. I pray for the family, and the pain must be unbearable. Yes. I mean, it bothered me. Anytime it bothered my sister to come and call me and be like, how my niece doing? Because my daughter is going through it. The bullying, these kids with bullying is ridiculous. I mean, I was bullied when I was growing up. And I remember when my mom told me one day, she said, don't let these people bully you. Do not let these people bully you. And don't come back home crying. If they pick with you. And she said some other words. She said, knock them the HE out. Yes, she did. And one day I had my boldness and I started throwing some bows. See, back in those days, you could throw some bows. Now you go to do and defend for yourself. They either crying wolf, oh, they hit me first, or they get so cowardly because they're like, oh, snap, he or she really bucked up to me. Next thing you know, they come to school and they want to cause harm to you, physical harm with weapons. Or it's the other way around. Other ones get bullied so much to the point they bring in the weapons and causing affliction. And then you wonder why people are got to be safe in school now. Why they got metal detectors and stuff. We didn't have that in middle schools and elementary schools. Like, where did they do that at? But now you got to do that. Now you got to have metal detectors in elementary school, middle school, and high school. Come on now. It feels like we're in a place where it's like unsafe. Makes you feel like you're in prison, in jail. There's no privacy. They say, oh, you got rights and this and that. No, you don't. Because anytime you got to walk into a building, it doesn't matter if it was the White House, now it's the school, you even got still the prison system itself. I mean, wherever you go, airports, no matter where you go, it's always going to be a metal detector somewhere, some kind of way. Because of very violent environments. I hear you, Mom. Mom said exactly what I said. Knock that HE out of them. It's true. And sometimes it's got to be like that. And you're not trying to be, but it's sad. It's like, as a guardian, you're trying your best to protect for those who are really loving, pure-hearted, and you try your best to have a heart for other children too. But that trauma runs deep. That trauma runs deep. It runs deep in even adults. Look what's going on in the world today, guys. Look what's going on around us. Like, seriously. I have another article on here that's going to blow your mind. Like, it's just bad. And this is another one that I'm like trying to articulate to myself, like, why? Where is this coming from? This one is still another breaking news. Girls ages 12 and 14 who took selfies after killing unalived a disabled man because they were bored are headed to juvenile detention. Let me repeat that again. Girls aged 12 and 14 who took selfies after unaliving disabled man because they were bored are headed to juvenile. Y'all see that? Trying to bring it on in for my TikTokers. Let me see if I can get it right. There we go. Because you know TikTok be acting funny now. They be trying to get on people. But yeah, 2 teens. And then on this article, I don't know who be writing these articles. They got 12 and 14 in the head title, but in the article it says 13, 14. So maybe at the time she was 12 and then she turned 13. So anyway, 2 teen girls, 13 and 14 years, were found guilty of knocking and stumping to death a 64-year-old disabled man they didn't know because they were bored. Because they were bored. Thanks, Mom. That's Mom Dukes on here with us tonight, guys. Shout out to Mom Dukes. And so a judge in Washington, D.C., so this happened in Washington, D.C. on Monday, found the girls guilty of second-degree murder, assault, and conspiracy to commit assault in the death of the man named Reggie Brown. 13-year-old girl was also found guilty of tampering with physical evidence. They face imprisonment until they are 21 years old when they are sentenced next month. That breaks my heart. How many of you guys on here at that age was even thinking about doing something like that? What are these kids exposed to? What are our kids exposed to? Who are they around? And sometimes this stuff, it's not just social media. It's the whole overall. The schools, the home background, all of it. Like, who are they around? This is just sad. I just can't even, fabricate in my mind why. Why? At this age. So then it goes to say, Jeffrey Harris, the attorney for the 13-year-old, said his client should have been charged only with an assault. Why? Let's find out. She did not have any intent to kill Harris, he argued. His death was not intentional. She was only 12 at the time. She was a follower, not a leader. Do you know, I always, and this is what every guardian parent should do, and always remind our kids, because I don't care how old they are, preteen, they still a kid. Because sometimes your body physically can be mature, but your mind is not there, and it's not that highly mature. Not for all of them, for some. A follower. This is what I always say. Never be a follower, always be a leader with a pure heart, with good intentions. Always be a leader, not a follower, with a pure heart, with good intentions. Because if anybody can just say, be a leader. Okay, they're going to be a leader. Before you know, they're going to be a leader, being a bully. Being a leader, being the head of a gang or whatever. Group, whatever you want to call it. And then you wonder why. You got to specify with these kids. You got to break stuff down more now than you had to back in the day when we were coming up. And then the kids after us. It's getting ridiculous. And then it goes to say, the 14-year-old's attorney, Victoria Clark, said her client wasn't involved. The Post reported. What? Her client wasn't involved. Okay, let's see. She was not part of this, Clark said. The prosecutor had not proven she was part of the attack. The evidence is unreliable, untrustworthy, and unacceptable. The case came to light on October 17th of 2023 when an officer responded to the report man down on Georgia Avenue Northwest, according to the press of the Metropolitan Police Department. Once their first responders said they located the man, later identified as Brown, suffering from injuries consistent with assault. He was declared dead at the scene. That's what it said on here. Then it says the medical examiner conducted an autopsy to determine the manner of the death to be homicide and the cause of death to be a blunt force trauma to the head. To the head. To the head. I mean, I don't know what else to explain. To the head. It's crazy. Exactly. It's all, you right. This food is in the food too, in the water. All these chemicals and everything that's going on, and you got things you're seeing with your eyes. Then you got stuff you hear through music frequencies. Then you got the radiation, the food, and all that. And people gonna be like, okay, that's a whole bunch of blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. People are psychologically off their track. Even the kids are psychologically off their track. Like when I went to the science thing yesterday with our daughter, everything was junk. Everything was junk food. Junk. From pizza, Takis, chips, sodas. The worst water you could drink is Aquafina, which I haven't touched. The first time I drank the Aquafina water was in college, and that's the nastiest water. They had all that. Nothing else. But that's what they was giving to the kids and the family, thanking them. And then you wonder why the kids is acting off the chain. Just saying. So right here it goes to say, month later, the 12-year-old girl and the 13-year-old girl were arrested and charged in the attack. Several months later, investigators said they discovered 2 more juveniles were involved. 2 more. Let's see where they at. 15-year-old girl pled guilty October to a lesser charge of the assault with a dangerous weapon. It was sentenced to 3 years in juvenile detention facility. A part of her plea deal, the teen was required to testify at the trial of 2 of her co-defendants. See, it's coming around now. It's coming around. She told the jury that 5, y'all hear, 5 girls, 5, ooh, that's a lot, had been at a skate park in Maryland before returning to home. While looking for something else to do, the juvenile's witness said she suggested they go out and find someone to beat up. Had to come back for a moment. Had to have a moment. Had to have a moment. Y'all hear this? This is what the kids are doing now. And this is sad. While walking on Georgia Avenue, the 15-year-old said the group came across Brown, who was already being attacked by a man wearing a blue coat, who then approached the girls. He pushed Mr. Brown to the ground. The 15-year-old girl reportedly testified he then walked up to us and asked him why he was beating him up. What did he say? Prosecutor asked the teen. I don't remember what he said, she reportedly responded, but I asked if we could help. Are you kidding me? One of the defense reportedly recorded that the attack recorded it on her cell phone, which shows several of the girls stomping on his head, lashing him with his belt. Following the beating, the girls reportedly took selfies. I gotta have a moment. That is some insane mess. Insane. Do y'all hear this? Insane. Insane. You see somebody else beating up on a homeless man. Y'all girls, first of all, depending on the time of the night, most time girls, you make sure you carry your butt home, just call 911 or whatever. You don't get involved because it was already a man there putting hands on. But then you go to ask, can you help and join in? Then y'all foolish enough to stump him, beat him in the head, and then have selfie pictures and recording. This is what social media has caused. This is what social media has done. Corrupt the minds of children, corrupt the minds of people. Ignorant people get on social media, do the craziest, insane. Now that's insane. Come on now, talk to me. That's insane. I mean, it's almost like going back in the 1980s, how they used to be. You know, with gangs and stuff, they just do stuff for initiation. This wasn't even that. I have to digress because that just bothered my shenanigans. But on that note, it also goes here to say that one of the defendants reportedly, as it said, recorded it, stomping on his head and stuff. Then Malden Brown, a sister of the victim, told she was satisfied with the outcome on Monday of two of the teens on the case, but added, "We are also not stopping until we get justice with this guy who initiated the whole thing with my younger brother." So they must have caught them, but they don't say that they caught this man. But that goes to show you how corrupt the system is, how corrupt everything around us is, from our children to the food. You cannot tell me they're not putting stuff in the food. Cannot tell me they're not putting stuff in the water. You cannot tell me that it's not a frequency, certain frequencies that is in the music that messes with people. And you want to know how I know that? Because when I was in school, when certain music would come on, and I'd be like, okay, I got to back up because I don't like this environment. I can see it before it happened. Cannot tell me it's not in our cartoons because it was in the cartoon when I was growing up. Cannot tell us that it's not. And then you wonder why people running around here with mental issues. People got more mental issues now than they did back then. Want to know why? Food was cleaner. Parents had more control over their children. It wasn't too much of the school and CPS involved in your household. You had a structure. But now, kids, that's even including mine. I'm not including myself. But they want to back talk. They want to act like they're grown. And don't get me wrong, they can express themselves and speak their voice. But at what cost? At what cost? Because right now, I mean, I have more, but I'm going to have to push that on for next week. I mean, after next week. But this right here shook me to my core. It's like, what? What is going on? What? I mean, I don't even have the words. Mom Duke said, not the cartoons. Why I never like cartoons. Right. But I'm like, it's just crazy. Like, come on now. It's just too much. Like, how much more do you need to get the people around us to realize that we are puppets in a game? Through our food, through our children, through us, through our health, through everything. And you're going to continuously always hear me talk about this. It doesn't matter to me if you get tired of it. Hey, you got a friend who need to hear it, chime them on in. Because it is affecting all of us. It's affecting us bad. Affecting us so bad that it's becoming overwhelming, guys. Haven't y'all noticed the overwhelming? Like, the population everywhere has been ridiculous. Like, you can't even be anywhere without there being some issues, because people are just off psychologically off. They get angry. Like the other day, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm driving home. Y'all probably don't want to hear this, but this is for my people who be on the highways and the byways, driving home, paying attention, trying to get to their family safely. Yeah. And I'm driving, and the way the road is, it's turning lane to the left or straight, that one lane to the far, and then the other one is just straight. So majority of the time, everybody wants to turn left. So I'm the one that's in the far right going straight. And then once I go straight, Then I put my signal light on to merge into the left lane that keeps going straight, so I won't be stuck behind all the rest of them. This one particular person comes, and as I'm merging over, they try to push me out the way. And I was like, you know what? Normally, back in the day, some people be scared. Oh my God, they're trying to knock me off the road. I said, nope. Sometimes you got to be crazy with the insaners. I said, forgive me, Lord. And I went on ahead and I stayed in that lane. And then when they realized I won't move, they shot on past. I'm not gonna move because you're at the wrong. I had my signal light on. I was already in there. Tight. Look, my car was in the middle. I was lyrically driving in the middle lane because I realized I'm looking like, what is wrong with him? I was like, no, you're not gonna bully me. He flew on past. Just as he flew past, I put my vehicle in gear because for those who don't know, I got my mom's old school car. This car is a ride of life car. Hondas are the best vehicles. Hondas will outlast these Teslas. That's a good joke there. Yeah. And I put that joker in gear, and I was picking up speed with him, looking like, what's wrong with you? You trying to kill yourself, me and you? And before I know it, this Jeep truck just hops in front of me. He slams on brakes. And I said, well, there go the ancestors speaking on my behalf. And that person was mad. And they got stuck there. I said, well, maybe you learn your lesson to be more safer, not just for yourself, but for those around you. And it's the holiday season. People be acting crazy. So please, for those, I don't recommend to do what I did. Lord forgive me. But I do say, be careful. Because people are running around here, driving reckless, carrying weapons, doing foolish things that they shouldn't be doing. So with that being said, again, I thank you guys for chiming in tonight. Keep me and my family in continuous in prayer. Again, this week, I am shouting my brother out, letting him know, my brother Eric, who was ascended with the ancestors last year, this week made it. But you know, I thank everybody for their support. For those who are watching, thank you for supporting our family, being there, listening to our hearts, letting us express ourselves through our pain. Because like I said, for me, I didn't really get to cry, guys. I didn't really get to grieve like I needed to. But you know, letting it out felt so much better than keeping it in. And to have the support that I have, and you guys always supporting. And for those who just chiming in for the very first time, thank you for coming on in. I welcome you again. Chime back in. I definitely try my best to come up in here every Thursday. Besides next Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. For those who do, you know, get that turkey gobble gobble. Some people like ham. I don't do pork anymore. For those who like them good yams or sweet potato casserole, the sweet potato pie, that real good southern sweet potato pie, like grandma's pie. And the good old pound cake. Man, if you got a mama that can cook some good pound cake, as the kids would say, that bussin' pound cake, better hold on to your mama. Who make that good old pound cake. And make them good old greens and fried chicken. Woo! I'm trying to tell y'all, that good southern food. You can cheat on it once a year. I don't recommend eating it every day, every month. That's just me. I don't recommend it. And I'm going to tell you why I don't recommend it. Now I'm going to let y'all go. It's because I used to work at a soul food restaurant back in the day. We used to cook all kinds of things. Meatloaf, turkey wings, smothered turkey wings, smothered pork chops, the greens, the fried cabbage, you name it, we had it. Sweet potato pie, we had that too. Macaroni and cheese. I mean, fried okra, that good old cornbread, that good old yeast rolls. I mean, all that good southern down south. Put your foot, your left and right toe in. And see, the same food you cook on Thanksgiving is what you have for some places. They want to eat it all year long. However, I don't. That's why everybody said your skin looks amazing. What do you do? I definitely try my best to eat right. I've been trying my best to keep the family eating right. We're much better than what we were back in the day. And I'm glad that I do that because it's very healthy. It makes you feel younger, look younger. Yes. It makes you do things you never thought you could do when you were younger. Like, heck, become more flexible, more energetic. I caught myself outdoing the kids. So when you're eating right, eating healthy, doing what you're supposed to do, trust and believe. It's amazing. And everybody eating right is different. Like I said, to me, I don't eat a lot of starchy foods. I don't eat a lot of meats like that or any of that stuff. I try my best to stay away from that. And some days I won't eat at all. You're like, hold on, how do you do that? Fasting and spiritually fasting. So take that time for those who actually desire to want to learn to spiritually fast and meditate. Take the time. Start by just doing one day out of a week. Do it for a whole month. Stay home though when you do it, because some people can't do it when they're at work because you might go little mucho loco. But stay home for one day and just allow yourself just to fast. Some people may get headaches. There's a lot to that why. As your girl said, I'm your psalmist, your birthing doula, your herbalist, inspirational healer, so much more. You have to allow your body to fast and reset because your digestive system is being overloaded. And it's true. So take that time to at least fast once a week. And once you do that for a whole month, or if you want to do it for 2 months, then you turn around and do 2 days each week for 1 or 2 months. And then after that, do it 3 days. Before you know it, you keep doing it and keep doing it. I'm not joking with y'all. Y'all going to see a difference. Still be careful what you eat. Still be careful what you consume as in fluids and sodas, things like that. Make your own juices. Do it naturally as you can. Some stuff is because it's expensive. It's very expensive. And it does get to the point where it be unaffordable. However, I'm not joking to you. Once you continue to do it, you will continue to look young. People don't realize. Every place I go, they be like, how old are you? I have a sister that don't even look her age, and she's in her 50s. Yes. I have a mother, fabulous, in her 60s, and don't even look her age. But I got to give it to my mom because she always made sure we ate salads, and it was always great. The best salads ever, and still are today. So with that being said, thank you for those who chimed on into the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Thank y'all for always holding it down. Make sure y'all hold each other accountable. Continue to support one another and continue to bless someone today. Give somebody an encouraging word today. Someone needs to hear that. Let them know that there is someone who's out there to hear their heart and to listen to them. I thank y'all for always chiming. Happy thankful holiday next week with family. I'm going to call that Happy Thankful Family Day. Other people say Thanksgiving because I see after I knew the history behind it, I had to fall back. However, thank y'all again. Love y'all guys. Stay tuned for after next week. Again, podcast will not be here next Thursday because we got for some of y'all Thanksgiving. So remember, don't forget, but chime on in to week after. Peace and love. Y'all stay tuned to some good music. And for those who are on my Rich Stream Live, I thank you guys for always tuning in. Thanks, Mom, and my spiritual niece and everybody for chiming on in. Make sure you share this with some family and friends and co-workers or whoever it may be that you know that need to hear it. It's always good to actually have people out here to hear it, to know what's really going on, because sometimes we don't know what's going on. So we get a little left behind. So for those who don't know and willing to chime on in, thank y'all for chiming on in. Love y'all guys. Peace and love. And stay tuned for what's coming new.
I'm feeling high. My money's gone. I'm all alone. Too much to say. The world keeps turning. Oh, what a day. What a day. What a day. Peace and and it would be well earned. And we were made in His image, then call us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. Oh, no, no, no. My life, it keeps moving like a rock.
My story is funny, I can